Hey guys, welcome to our Disney Plus Star Wars The Bad Batch review. So, on Disney Plus, they, had planned that they would have Marvel every week, but there was a little bit of a delay. Thankfully, they've got some Star Wars properties that they'd like to continue.
It's Star Wars Day. You gotta do Star Wars.
Star Wars Day, that's right.
May the 4th.
No, Joe, no. It is May the Disney make more money. May the Disney make more money. I don't like the whole May the 4th be with you now that I think about it. Because after what Disney did to the original or the sequel trilogy, I'm still pretty pissed off. I watched a bunch of videos just recapping the rise of Skywalker.
Why would you do
Feeling too good about yourself?
Yeah,
right?
I
You
did it to myself,
yourself.
and I remembered what Disney did, and I have to put that stuff behind me because Disney did do Mandalorian, and when Dave Filoni or Jon Favreau is in charge, they're doing
it right.
Right? So here's the Bad Batch, comes along, created by Dave Filoni. Now, Joe, who has not seen...
I was about to say that.
Joe right here. Joe, you watch Clone Wars. I swear to God, Joe. If you don't do it, I'm going to do it, Joe.
I was going to say that whenever you're like, what do you guys think? I think I need to go back and watch the rest of it because this episode was pretty good. Okay. I liked it. And I need to go back and watch Clone Wars. I know.
Yeah.
I know. There's a lot to catch up.
So we got it a little early. Alex got a hold of Disney, and we have some screeners. But we're gonna talk about episode 1, and we'll talk about episode 2. So episode 1 starts pretty damn well.
70 minutes.
I love it. Love that length. And then I realized episode 2 was 22 minutes. And I was like, oh, no. No, granted,
I was kind of curious about that.
It's an animated series, the Clone Wars kind of thing. But, boy, when you get that 70-minute episode, you're like, this I like. Like, it's a little mini movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what we had here, a little mini movie. Now, Joe, if you don't know, the Bad Batch has made several appearances throughout the Clone Wars. They were a badass squad. They have genetic mutations that makes them a little more unique, sort of like... some of the commanders. It's like, because, eventually we know where the story of Star Wars goes. Order 66, all these guys turn bad, or they're following orders with chips in their head, and they turn against the Jedi and dominate the galaxy. Mm-hmm. But certain ones have certain abilities and strengths that allow them to resist that. That was the commanders that we saw in Rex and Cody and all these other people in Clone Wars that were working directly with the Jedi generals. And now we have a special forces team, the Bad Batch. So what does this episode focus on here, Alex?
It's kind of introducing them in the greater world of, like we're finishing up the Clone Wars, right? Mm-hmm. Like we know that things are about to end. We know that we're about to go from Republic straight into Empire. And it's all that the chaos and the transition between the two things and where this ragtag group,
rejects.
It's like where all these rejects go. There's, we got Rambo. It's like they have all these people tied right in there.
Yeah. It's a headband. It's iconic.
I actually thought you were going to wear it.
Yeah. I like him. We even get to see Order 66 from a different perspective. Yeah. From the perspective, we've got a Jedi Master here, and we have a special appearance. You probably don't know who this is because I'm not sure. Have you seen Star Wars Rebels? There's another one you need to see. So
how dare you not watch Rebels?
Okay.
You're a jerk for not watching.
Wait, he hasn't seen it either.
Okay, you haven't said. God darn it. You guys, no, seriously.
Listen, I know, everyone's been telling me.
You know how I say how Disney or DC animation is fucking great? Well, I'm telling you, man, Star Wars animation, when it was headed up by Dave Filoni and these guys, these are fantastic stories. You're going to love watching through these
really
seasons.
Good.
Some of these seasons are really good. Some of them are all right. And individual episodes, like most shows, you've got filler episodes here and there. But this is some great, great stuff. So I like the fact that this premiered on May the 4th, right? May Disney make more money, right?
But as long as they're doing good stuff, though.
Right, exactly. So, but you see, I'm
Filoni.
like,
Dave's in charge.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fine. I just came from being pissed at Disney. God.
It does.
Fucking ruins it. Anyways, I'm sorry. This is not a review on that. Anyway, but then we get to see a little bit of Depa Bilaba. I've never seen this Jedi Master before, but we get Caleb Dune on Kalar, and he later turns into.
Question.
All right.
Okay, is he? He's supposed to be a kid.
Space Barry White.
What?
Is he's supposed to be a kid, right?
Yeah, he's a
Guy
kid.
comes in, hey guys, I'm 15. I was like, motherfucker, you are not 15.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe. Well, that's Freddie Prinze Jr. because it's Kanan. It's Kanan Jarrus from the Rebel series, where it's like this escape Jedi, a kind of outcast, takes under a new Padawan, and that's what you see in the Rebels.
Yeah.
Well, this is when he was his origin story.
He
basically.
sounds older than me.
Well, I guess they tried to shut up. They were just trying to use the voice actors and stuff. But great story, great action in here. And this is what I like about Clone Wars, Joe. Is military shit. You know, I love.
Yeah.
You know, when you know the battle over Scarif,
Strategy
you know, strategy, military, ships, lasers. This is where it's at in the Clone Wars. So we get that in this episode. Animation looks good. All this other stuff is great, and the characterization's good because in this they really mix in a lot of characters from the Star Wars universe to make this feel like it has gravity and impact. And one character that shows up here, Admiral Tarkin. Okay, so after Order 66 is executed, you know, Caleb Dune, which is his name here, later, you know, changes it, but he runs when he sees all these clones, you know, attacking. But the Bad Batch went on a new mission, right? So they're like going off and joining the rest of them. And initially you're like, are they going to turn on them? But no, they don't. But the little Padawan doesn't know that, so he's like freaking out.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't want to, you know, get away from me and stuff, and they lose track of him. Later on, when they report to the base, you know, they're a little suspicious of, you know, the special forces, like, why didn't you kill the Jedi? You know, everybody else is getting the job done, and you guys are specialists. You're not getting the job done. Admiral Tarkin comes in, and this mixes in the lore as well. Like, why eventually, if you have all these clones, then you have to start to have some conscripts? Well, it's kind of revealed here that Tarkin is the one that is, you know, hey, we conquer the galaxy. The war is over. I don't know if I want to spend all this money over here and, you know, these, you know, these clones, right? Because they cost more than just, you know, conscripts and people
cheaper.
having babies. Having babies. So he puts them to the test. So we get a great action scene on, you know, using first as little stun guns and then as live fire exercises. And this obviously pisses off the team. But they get the job done, of course, and Tarkin sends them, okay, well, I got a special mission for you, sends them out to eliminate insurgents. And turns out they're not insurgents. They are.
Well, they kind of are.
Well, yeah, no, actually, you're right. I mean, I guess true from the Empire's perspective, they are.
Yeah,
but they're
depends
civilians.
on who you are.
But they're civilians. If you ask them, they're civilians. Saw Gerrera makes an appearance here. A much more athletic and young.
He's not wheezing yet, and
Saw Gerrera. He hasn't had all the gumption knocked out of him. But you know, so he's very, very pro insurgency, rebellion, and he's like this stuff, and it gives the Bad Batch pause. So this is what sets up the whole thing. It's like, where are these guys gonna fit in this universe? They are obviously a part of the Republic soldiers, commandos, special forces, but yet they have always had a problem with authority and, you know, don't exactly follow orders to the T, and their brain chips have not indoctrinated them into this. So they are even more so outcasts. And you see that a little bit in mess hall scene where they fight with other troopers, and it's fun. But they do, while this is going on, we get a new element added to this dynamic, a new character. Alex, tell us a little bit on new character.
Omega.
Omega.
There's a kid. It's great because, you know, this is for kids and they need a kid.
I figured as
'cause it's
much.
for kids.
She's gonna be special or
And it's
something.
gonna-
It's
yeah.
gotta
So
be.
episode 1, I was into Omega. I really liked Omega. It wasn't until episode 2 that I'm like, I'm not really
Is
sure
the
about
focus
this.
of the story. Wait,
Right.
we're going too
Oh,
far.
okay, yeah.
We're going too far.
Episode
In
one.
episode
Yeah,
1,
wait.
totally manageable.
Yes.
And it's fine that there's, you know,
I
'cause-
thought it was interesting.
Yeah, there's-
actually, I think it works in episode 1.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. There was not a point where I'm watching it where I'm like, but later.
So who is Omega, Joe?
Omega is a clone, a female clone that they made.
Is
She's
she?
kind of. I thought. They
Well, we
said she was a
figure it
clone.
out later.
Yeah.
Later, we figure out that she's actually the fifth actual Bad Batch
the Bad
clone.
Batch.
Yeah. And she's a female. We really haven't. And she's got the Australian accent that all the other clones have. So I was like, whoa, interesting. Female, like, where is this going?
Space New
Can
Zealand.
she have kids? Is this supposed to be a new army? What was she
She's
a
gonna be
prototype for?
special.
Does she have genetic mutations like these guys?
All of
because they all have individual specialization, so to speak. And that's what makes the Bad Batch and their team dynamic interesting. You've got, as you call him, Rambo, and he's
Hunter,
just
Echo,
Hey,
Crosshair,
pretty good.
and I
The
forgot
biggin.
Wrecker.
Wrecker, yeah, it is.
But I forgot the nerdy guy. What's that?
Tech.
Tech. Okay.
Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, Crosshair, Echo. And
It makes
Echo,
you care about these characters. First one,
Yeah.
I've never seen any other
Well,
ones. but
Echo
it's
is
pretty good.
actually a character from Clone Wars brought over. You see how he's kind of
No.
new to the team a little bit, and
Yeah,
he's been
RoboCop.
that's what I heard.
reclaimed and saved. And just great first episode. Written by Jennifer Corbett and Dave Filoni here in episode 1. And then basically, they return to Camino, and it just seems like Omega overhears all the back talk, the back dealings between Tarkin and the Caminionians, right? I don't know how to say that race. Camonians. And she's like, guys, it's
Don't
not
come
safe
back.
here. Don't come back here. Even though they bonded during the mess hall fight and all these other things, she wants to go with them. They're like, "Are you crazy?" No.
Well, they don't know she's a clone. She's one of them
Staying
yet.
here. Yeah, but they do see that she's a little bit of an outcast
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So they sympathize with her. Anyway, they return from their special forces mission, in which they did not kill the insurgents. These were civilians and babies and women. So
Grandma
Tarkin
was there. Yeah, can't
Tarkin's
kill
very disappointed, imprisons them, and
because you're spying on them.
about to take them out. And that's when we get potentially what I think is setting up the villain of the series is all throughout this. Crosshair he's just almost annoyingly so. On purpose, I think.
kids.
That he's like, you need to follow orders, and
I'm the bad
are
guy.
They, really?
They gave him the bad guy voice and everything. It's like we get
Yeah.
it. I guess it's for kids.
And of course,
Slytherin,
Crosshair,
he's a
he's a fucking badass. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
a
Great
damn
sniper.
good sniper, and you kind of need him on the team. But he is exhibiting a little bit a strong loyalty. Maybe his genetic
was.
defect is more complete the mission at all costs. I don't fucking
His chip
care.
works better than their chips.
That's
His
basically what it
control.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
They enhanced it.
they use that to drive a wedge into the team, and Tarkin comes in and says, I want this guy. And by the end of the series, he's on the opposite side, trying to prevent them from escaping prison. They eventually escape prison with the help of Omega, and that's how episode 1 ends. So just like a fantastic episode, continuing the interesting stories that we've seen in Clone Wars. There was a battle. There was, new characters, intrigue, great stuff, and tying into the universe of Star Wars. So
Yeah.
I really, really liked it. Let's go with the final verdict for episode 1.
Final verdict for me. I'm kind of torn between an 8 or a 9. 9. I like this because it was like the cool. I want to see more of the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And if they go forward with this, with Omega and like the whole kid thing, she's special. She does know how to shoot. It's like, oh, I'm a great shot. Well, it's my first time with the blaster.
Yeah.
So there's something about her. But countering that, the Mandalorian had a child. So that could be done well too.
Yeah.
But overall, I think I did enjoy it. I'm probably going to give this a 9.
Okay.
But I just hope they don't really focus on Omega, which I...
You already seen the episode. You can't let
Well,
that
for-
spoil you.
You shut your mouth. Keep going.
No, for this
do
episode...
not let that
no,
spoil.
I'm not. For this episode, I'm going to give this one a 9.
Alex.
This was a pretty good start. This is something that I was moderately excited for. It's kind of wedged between things that I'm actually really excited for. I love the length of the episode. This is the kind of thing that you're watching, and I wasn't amazed by a certain set piece. Like nothing in this episode is like, this is 10 out of 10. It was just really good all the way through. And I like that. I do appreciate when something, not everything has to be 10 out of 10 quality. Things can just be really good and I will love it. And this was really good pretty much all the way through. Man, I'm really trying not to let episode 2 influence
You shut your mouth.
Yes.
Both of you shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Episode 1.
Episode 1.
fine.
Okay.
It's a really good start. I think that if it keeps this momentum, because I don't know it's coming, then this can be like a really solid thing, like the best seasons of Clone Wars. So I'm gonna give it a 9 as well.
Yes, I agree fully. Episode 1, great start, 9 out of 10. I feel attached to the team. I want to know the team. Now, here's what it is. When the Bad Batch came in the Clone Wars, I was like, yeah, they're cool, but I don't care. I want to see the generals, the Jedi, and Rex, and all the the commanders. And so they were like this side thing that kept showing up. And then when I heard about a series about Bad Batch, I was like,
This is a elite team
like,
that gets shit done.
I know it's a team that gets shit done, but they're like 7th on the list of stuff that I want to see stuff about, right? I heard that they were doing, a final season of Clone Wars. That came out 2020. And then this was announced as Star Wars Bad Batch, a spin-off of the Clone Wars. So they have a playground here now. And so I understand it, that you could take these Bad Batch and you can do some interesting stories with that. So as long as Dave Filoni's still there and doing his vision for these guys, I'm down with it. And this was a great start for that because it has a lot of potential to give us exciting adventure stories. And that's what Star Wars is all about, within the military theme, within in this case, outcasts, and how they are going to survive in a post-Order 66 environment, cut off from essentially their military branch. So very interesting to me. I do want to see it, but 16 episodes, whoo, boy.
One a week and only at 20 minutes long?
Yeah, that. I don't like the release schedule. I'm hoping that, because we've already seen episode 2. We're not going to say anything, but we do say it's 22 minutes, right? And I don't need this thing to drag out 22 minutes. I'm just not as excited because you don't have those mega characters and continuing their story, Obi-Wan and Anakin and Ahsoka and all these.
Maul.
These are kind of like the B team, C team, Z team, and you're making me wait a week for every fucking one. I would have appreciated if you released these all at once, but Disney wants to drag it out. You need to do a new release schedule, something like this, twice a week. I think twice a week would be cool. You get 2 episodes every week. That gives you 8 weeks, and we're done. I think 8 weeks and we're done. But that's not what they're doing.
I think
so. Here's how we're gonna have to cover this, because I'm not doing I don't think we can do an episode every week on this particular one. So we'll do the premiere, and then we'll do sometime the mid thing. Well, we got episode 2, so we'll do a little mini review for that. But we'll do a mid-season and an ending. So you'll get 3 to 4 episodes on the Bad Batch. And thank you to the Mobile Infantry for allowing us to do these types of things. If you'd like to support us, click those links down below and join the Mobile Infantry. It helps out a lot. So 9 out of 10, as we were saying. And
solid start.
Solid start. I know this is a little spoilery, but I'm assuming you've already seen it.
This is a discussion with you guys who already watched it.
Yeah, so great start for it. We hope that it goes well. I'm concerned about the length of the rest of them. Yes, this is like the Clone Wars length and like television of old, right? When the series were on television, but I'm not sure that these guys can hold my attention for that long. But who knows? Maybe we'll see.
I don't know
Maybe
if the Clone Wars could have held my attention during some of the seasons if I had to wait a week for every episode.
Some of the
seasons, watch it, binge watch all that.
Yeah, binge watch that, Joe. You'll enjoy binge watching. Anyways, after this series concludes, the Bad Batch, it's going to be interesting because, it's like, do these guys get to live happily ever after in this universe? How does that factor into the eventual?
They never do.
A New Hope, Return of the Jedi.
No one in the Star Wars universe gets to live happily ever after because we know what happens at the very end in the sequels.
They all fucking die, and all the ideals and
it just goes
the
to shit.
themes goes to shit, and everybody is
Still say
dead,
you wanna
dead,
strike
and
me
fucking
down,
gone.
left to right.
And the emperor
Not
and
right
his
to left.
bloodline lives on.
Forever.
And fuck the Skywalkers. It's
No,
just
I am
this
a
lady who
Skywalker.
steals the name, and that's it.
Buried in
am
sand.
Skywalker.
Buried-
He hates
buried
sand,
in
and she
sand.
buries his
It's
lightsaber in sand.
No,
She got the
Anakin
last
hates
laugh.
sand. Luke probably hates, Dagobah for different reasons.
Hates this movie.
And Leia probably fucking hates it because she was only there in her metal bikini getting enslaved by Jabba. Just fuck the
And flying
rise of
through
Skywalker.
space.
Fuck the way they ended the trilogy. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is I know that this is probably not going to have the ideal ending, but I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with the Bad Batch. Did they all die in a glorious final battle where they protect Omega, or do they live happily ever after?
Megan's a chosen
You
one.
know, Filoni, there's some things that I didn't originally like about Dave. I was a critic of his for a long time because he really likes the prequels. And I love the world building of the prequels, which is what he loves about them. But he makes content to make them better. And I think it doesn't make them better. What he's actually doing is great, but it doesn't make the prequels any better. And so I'm hoping that this isn't something where he's going to tie into the cloning and we're getting into Palpatine and we're going to get into he steals the cloning stuff because he wants to clone himself. Dave, don't try to fix the sequels because they're trash. Please don't.
Just let it die.
It kind of feels like we're scraping the bottom of the barrel of the old stuff, the old good stuff, right? He's scraping the bottom of the barrel with the old good stuff. Then the Bad Batch is done. Now Disney's gonna have to fucking come up with something, new, and they've proven that they can do that in the Mandalorian.
Pork's Big Adventure.
But
we'll
we'll see. In the animated style, we'll see how they can do that.
It's gonna be like.
Anyways, that's
the
it.
Palpatine's a family.
This is gonna get wild and
Meet
out
the
of control. We're
Palpatine.
just talking about stupid bullshit and it doesn't fucking matter. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. The Bad Batch had a good debut. May the Disney make more money. All right, we'll see you on the next Angry Joe show. Bye guys. Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of The Bad Batch. Now we got to see this alongside episode 1, so we're all still wearing the clothes that we were there. I may put this out on Thursday where we can put them both in one episode, or I may break it up. I don't know yet. But this one is the episode that drops down to 22 minutes. So
was it 22 with credits?
Already
28.
I think
28.
I don't know what.
Because there are a lot of
28 with
credits. Disney Plus things have credits.
So
for
22 full on. And I understand that this is the way a lot of the animated series was that came before, but I just love Star Wars. I love all the content, and I have to exclaim when it feels a little short. And this one feels a little short. It's tough to pack in a complete story here, but they managed to do it. And in this particular one, we revisit an old character from the Clone Wars. Again, Joe. I know you haven't had time yet. I didn't expect
Rex.
you.
He's a deserter.
No.
No,
This is not Rex.
No, Rex.
This is Cut.
Cut
Rex and Run. The whole episode is named
Damn
Cut.
it.
It's Cut LaQuaine. Is that his last name? Yeah, Cut LaQuaine was the name of a clone trooper who served in the Republic. Like all clone troopers, he was born on planet Kamino. But this one was able to, break off and sort of become, have his own little life and family and basically hide himself and cut himself off.
He went to Space France, found a Twi'lek, and then has babies.
Yeah. Unless them Twi'lek babies were already babies. I don't remember that particular episode. Did she already have children, or those children of him? Can you have sex with the Twi'lek? Can you cross over like that?
Aren't
You
they
can have
like
sex with anyone.
overly
You're brave enough, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, he basically, has dealings with Rex. He first appeared in The Deserter, and Rex basically allows him to live out his life with his family. So they go and visit him because they need to talk to somebody who's been able to hide from the Republic or from now the Empire, right?
Now the Empire, yeah.
And I don't know, man. This episode, it kind of got lost in terms of what it wanted to do. And it really what it is, it reminds me of the episode of Mandalorian when, he's at odds. Do I have this child? Do I leave this child in an area where there's other children? Because Cut has, his wife and there's other children there. And they're, oh my God, we haven't seen kids around here. They go out to play. And he even asked permission from Rambo. Yeah, she even asked permission from Rambo to go outside and play. So yes, and then the other couple's looking at that and they're saying, look at this hardened soldier, who his heart is softened by that, and it's touching in that way.
But this one doesn't have a sweet ATST fight, and
right,
it didn't have anything to lift anything up. Yeah.
There's no action, and all it is basically they're clamping down, right? The Empire's clamping down. Now you need a fucking code for your ship, or it gets impounded. You need a code for your body, or it gets fucking impounded. You can't fucking travel. So they ask him some advice, but I don't know. There wasn't really anything there, and I was like, let's just go, let's leave.
He's like, oh, you're asking me for advice? Well, I got none because we're on the run now.
Right, and then so it's like there was no point. So the point was essentially a drop off, a pit stop for them to potentially get rid of Omega. In the last episode, I liked Omega. I thought she was an interesting thing, but it didn't really occur to me that this would be a kid on the team and everything all the annoyances that come with child actors and children in a wartime environment.
Like, what are you doing? Yeah.
And, because trouble, fine. She even says it herself, his wife, kids are, that's what they do. They get in trouble.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
in real
your
life,
job to get them out of trouble.
But they're a plot device in these episodes and in these series where it's like, hey, we don't know how to advance it. I know the kid will do something stupid, and it's hard because this kid is not like stupid. The kid is naive, definitely, and she's not very worldly, but she's not stupid. And I have issues with it. Now, you were talking in our last review about the Bad Batch doesn't have the pull that some of the other mainline Star Wars things is. Now, if this show is about the kid, we're not talking about not even the Bad Batch, because this was all Omega-centric.
Yeah,
everything about this episode was, do we drop her off with this unknown family? Does she stay? Is she really part of the Bad Batch? And maybe it's just one of those things where...
And getting off the planet.
And getting off the planet. And look, the Bad Batch was something that I would be willing to follow a series for. But if this turns into the Mega Show, I don't want to watch any more of it.
And I like Omega.
That's exactly
and
how I felt too.
I was like, I don't want this.
Yeah, because like I was saying before, like... I want to see the Bad Batch do their thing.
Yes.
Like, see these cool-ass missions.
All right, watch the Clone Wars.
Fight stuff.
Yeah,
but that's what I was afraid of.
Star Wars 18. Give me the Star Wars 18.
Sure.
That's what I was afraid of watching the Clone Wars, too, because I thought it was going to go, like, real Disney, like the second one did. It's like, oh, it's about kid, family, this and that.
They
I was like,
people.
I don't know. I'll watch it later on, because I thought it was going to be like that, like this second episode. And it kind of has me worried.
Yeah,
this
has you worried.
Second episode already.
Don't judge Clone Wars on this episode.
No.
Let me
Well,
just say that.
I'm saying for this one, it's like, this is your second episode.
Yeah.
I'm kind of worried you're already going there.
We want a team. We don't want 3 men and a baby or 4
Yeah.
clones and a baby. We want that other thing. And it's like, look, if you have kids, maybe you're like, this is exactly what I want.
For my kids.
So here's the best case scenario. The best case scenario is that, okay, so here's what it is. They want to leave her with the family. It's a perfect environment for her, and I'm like, yes, leave her. It is the perfect environment for her.
Go do dangerous
she will
shit.
she will have a great life. But no, the fucking writers, here we go, the fucking trope. She's like, no, I don't want to be with them, and wait for me. We did that in the last episode already, so we do it again here, which we already did in a more dangerous, area. And it's like, you fucking stupid kid. And then finally she's on, and she's, she takes the ship. When they hatch this plan, she's like, oops, she's on the ship, and I guess she's in danger. And then later on, when the people figure out that they're trying to exit without their permission, they start a gun battle. Oh, she's running towards us. We got to save her. Oops, she's in trouble. It's like, okay. So by the end of the episode, they realize that this is where she wants to be, and she's a part of the team.
Who gives a shit?
She's a kid.
Yeah, I know. And especially the Bad Batch. Right? Like, you just want some normal operations. Maybe, fine. She seems to be a good shot in one instance. In episode 1, she was like a fucking really good shot. But But this is like special operations. But you know what? Honestly, now that I think about it, they're not going on any more missions. Because, like, now they are on the run. They're fugitives.
Yeah, well, it's like their whole life is a mission now. They're going to be in danger constantly. They're going to be hunted by the best sniper.
Well, honestly, that makes a case for them sticking together, to be frank. But it doesn't mean I want to see it. It doesn't mean I want to see it.
But they're not hunting her. They're not going to know what she looks like.
They are hunting her. If she's truly the 5th Bad Batch clone or whatever,
but
then
they're not. They don't know what she looks like. In a year, she'll be completely different because it's like kids grow up, and her face is gonna change, and she'll be fine.
Okay, something I forgot to mention in episode 1, if I smash these together, is the Kaminoans. Genoshan. No, just that's a different planet. I'm mixing all my Star Wars together. But the High Council guy, the guy in charge of creating the clones, and his advisor help her to escape. They realize, what's going on, and this could blossom in the future as learning more about her backstory, learning more about what she's capable of. Maybe she does have special forces, not training, but maybe she can keep up with these guys, right? So our best case scenario is that next episode she's a goddamn fucking, Bad Batch badass. But no, it's gonna take her some time.
6
and do
seasons.
I really want to sit there and watch her grow as a character to be, on the team in that way? No, not really. No. It's an escort mission, and that's kind of the worst mission in video games. When you
Not kind of. It is the worst mission in every video.
No, underwater ones are worse than escort. Anyways, but you know what I mean? So it's a damn shame, but I feel like this episode really dropped the ball for me. And it even took an excited thing. I was actually excited about Omega. I was like, sure. And then I didn't realize what it would entail. And this episode showed me what it would be. And I was like, I don't want that. So let's go to final verdicts.
All right. This was even... It feels worse because we watched the second episode right after the first episode, and comparing the two, it is drastic, the difference in my level of enjoyment. Like, the other one didn't really have, like, amazing, super high highs, but it was so good all the way through. And this one was just okay, and almost, like, at times not very good and kind of tropey, and I got tired of the kids in danger, the kids in danger, the kids in danger. The kid is going to be the thing that drives the plot. In not an exciting way. It's going to be doing it through...
And we did that the last episode, too.
Yeah, and I don't even like it when it happens the first time. Like, you get 1 or 2 every now and then, and I'll buy it, and not 2, 3 right in a row. This is just average TV, and it feels worse. Like, I'm giving this a 5. It just feels worse because the last one was good, and I was getting excited for something I didn't know I actually wanted. I didn't know I really wanted a Bad Batch series. Like a Star Wars A-team kicking ass, taking names all over the galaxy. And
that first episode made you feel like,
I want this thing. And now it's like I probably wouldn't even pay that much attention to it if I have it out on the background. I'll be looking at my laptop screen. So it gets a 5.
Ouch. Well, that's pretty high rating for but average. Okay. Joe?
I'm honestly in the same boat. I'm probably going to give this an average one because if I would have to wait for the next week or something like that for something like this, I'm like, I waited a week and I watched this, and they're going to go with that route. It's like
they're going to lose a lot of people.
Yeah, because she's like, oh, I've never been anywhere, so what's this? She's going to go Los Angeles. Well, let's go save her. And then
please don't let this be this. Maybe this was, guys, I'm just saying, maybe it's just the one episode where she has her bungling, and then now she will not be bungling.
But we have to wait 2 weeks to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. 1 week.
And
well, not for us. Them, yes.
Them 2 weeks.
No, for them 1 week. For us, it's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because we don't get episode 3 till the next Friday.
But I thought just next Wednesday or whenever.
Next Friday is.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter.
But also, another thing that's kind of stupid is, like, Hunter's going to leave. Omega is like, these are great parents. They'll take care
you made a great point.
They're going to take care of you. It's going to be amazing. 5 seconds later, they fucking lose her. Omega's
in the middle of a firefight.
I was like, how the fuck are you going to lose a kid?
Yeah.
It's like, you can't just let her go walk off.
Exactly. So, okay, let me give my rating. My rating is a 4 out of 10. I don't know why you guys are giving it an average. There's things in here that I was like, it's done average. But this direction that it's going is absolutely not where I want it to go. I don't want this. It may be for kids. Maybe this is Bad Batch for children. But I don't think so. This is appealing to us who have seen the Clone Wars, us who have seen the Clone Wars and want to see more badass A-Team shit. And
that's what I wanted to
see.
see.
That's teenage and adults rather than kids. And this one, her getting in trouble. You know how many times she gets in her bungling trouble? Then she exits the fence and she loses a ball and she goes after the ball. And then one of those little creatures is after her. And music. It's like, just stop it, right? And it's like, I don't want 16 episodes of this.
No.
And if we're getting 16 episodes of this, I'm hitting the eject button. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel about it. Now, I did like episode 1 good enough and well enough that I'm going to give it, we're going to watch episode 3. We're going to watch it on. And just know, Joe, that the Clone Wars are far superior to this episode.
But that's what I was thinking. I was like,
the Clone Wars on this episode.
That's what I was thinking in my mind. I was like, it's going to be like kind of kiddie. I was like, I'll watch it later.
Yeah.
Later never came.
This is not it. In fact, this episode to me is worse than some filler episodes in the Clone Wars.
Okay,
I'd rather watch those.
I'll probably
than
binge
this.
watch it.
That's why I give it a 4 out of 10. I'm actually concerned. I want to know, it.
Yeah, that's what had me concerned too. Is like you're gonna do this on the 2nd episode already. He's like, no, you need to bring the good stuff coming up.
Right.
And later.
So
on,
maybe it will course correct. We're hoping that it will course correct, and this was just a side mission. But why would you put that up front at episode 2? Usually you're kind of showing your hand. Usually you're showing in the direction it's going in. It's almost as if they're trying to do the Mandalorian, the Yoda thing over again, only with Omega, which has none of the charm of Baby Yoda. None of it. So I don't really want to do it. And I actually like the Omega character.
And Baby Yoda wasn't constantly wandering through firefights. Because, like, what are blasters doing? It's like, come on.
What's this?
Yeah. Anyways, unfortunate, but we'll see where it goes next. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like these side reviews of these, side series in Star Wars, become a member here on Patreon. It will really help us out. Grab some merch down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.